Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Precious Metals Summit Conference here in Zurich. Commodity TV for you here with our interview series. And we want to continue with Mogotes Metals and Allen Sabet, the CEO, is here with us. Allen, great to see you.
Great to see you, Jochen. Yeah, as usual.
How was the conference so far?
Amazing, yeah. As usual, a lot of investors, a lot of new people as well to the industry. I think mining is picking up, broadly speaking, and that's coming through as well to us.
Yeah, super, perfect. Mogotes Metals, very interesting company, I must say. You are, I would say, in the real hotspot of copper here in Argentina, and you are, the neighbor of Filo Mining, which was just acquired by BHP for $4.5 billion.
That's right, yes.
And it looked to me like when I went through your presentation that you are just the continuation of the trend.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. I mean, the trend is roughly 30 Ks in the Vicuña district, as we see it. It starts with a company called NGX Minerals, and they're worth about 2.4 billion Canadian dollars today. And then, that's about 10 Ks. Then you get about 8 kilometers of that, which is Filo. Just within 8 kilometers, $4.5 billion of value. And then we're the very next land package, and we're about 13 kilometers of strike along that prospective north-south trending series of deposits. We're an exploration stage company, and we've got 9 very attractive exploration targets that we're working through. And it's been really phenomenal couple of years that we've been exploring there. And every year that we explore, we come up with the goods. We find interesting new areas, and that's what we've been doing.
Okay, super. I think you acquired also some data sets lately, right?
Yeah, so really fortuitous. When we started exploring here about 2 years ago, there was very limited geophysical coverage. We took that up tremendously. We did a number of methods. One is called MT, which highlights the conductivity.
What is MT?
Magnetotelluric. Okay, so really works quite deep, down to about a kilometer or more. And highlights really conductive or resistive bodies. And we found we have a number of undrilled conductive bodies, and that's really attractive in terms of a target. We've seen at our neighbor at Filo that their big ore body is actually traced by a very conductive body in the same MT geophysics. So that's significant. We also had IP geophysics done, and that's showing not as deep, but showing very important as well data in chargeability, which is another electrical property. And now we had guys go into the archives from Vale who were previously exploring here over a decade ago, and they actually collected some floppy disks and went into their old database, and they pulled out ground magnetic data that was lost. And so we were able to take that data, reprocess it, and this is a third dimension to look at the underground. And so what we're seeing in some of these areas is coincident, in the same place, a magnetic intrusion or a positive magnetic anomaly. And then we've got chargeability around it, and it's also conductive. So that really helps with targeting. You have multiple data sets that you can use. So that's new, and that would be worth roughly $1 million that we've just picked up for free. So
that's nice.
Yeah. Reprocessed it with modern technology, created 3D models. And now we're in the ground now. Our field program has started, or is starting, and really progressing the exploration there. The other news is about the strategic investment that we landed.
Yeah, I wanted to know who it is.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to tell you. What we've said is
maybe BHP?
Can't say. What I can say is, since BHP's acquisition of our neighbor, interest in not just Argentina, but in our district has been ignited. We're seeing tremendous uptick in interest from all the mining companies of all the sizes, particularly the big ones. They see Argentina as de-risked because of the new regime. And I see a much higher sense of urgency in terms of actually wanting to get things done. Sometimes when you deal with these companies, they tend to take a step back, lean back. They don't want to do anything. They want to let you prove what's going on. And now I'm seeing they're sitting up in their chair, asking questions, trying to understand, really trying to get things done. So that's really good. We were able to accept one of these mining companies as an investor into our company, and they put a check for about 2.5 million Canadian dollars, roughly. We raised a total of 3.5 on that round, and they're expecting us to, take a good shot at this, and I think they see the potential in the exploration of this project. So we have not announced who it is, and we're not going to announce.
Okay, good. I accept that by now. So that would mean that the drills start to turn here soon.
Well, we're starting in a systematic fashion. There's a large potential number of targets here. So we're narrowing them down systematically through a process of systematic geological work. So right now we're on the ground there. We're going to start with some trenches, and then we'll go from there. So it's all in stages. Our field season will run through to roughly May next year. So you can expect updates as we proceed throughout the season.
Okay, super. So let's think for a second a little bit further. When do you think you can start with the drilling?
It's unclear as of yet because we haven't put that out to the market. What we're going to do is going to hit the ground, do the trenching, do the sampling work that we've got to start the season off with. Then we'll come back to the market and say, look, this is what we're going to do next. It's all a staged approach.
Super. So you said you got $3.5 million, but you had already, I think, 5 or 6 in the bank. So you are fully loaded, huh?
We've got over 10 million now, just over 10 million Canadian in the bank. We're loaded. Yeah, guns are out.
Fantastic, super. How is let's say the situation in Argentina overall?
Look, it's been a challenging year for, I think, the population of Argentina. That's, I mean, I'm not a political analyst or anything, but economically, it's become more stable. We've seen, there was a very high inflation monthly rate last year, up to 100%, and now it's down to, I think, in the single digits, maybe 3 or 4%. So things are quite stable now. And I think we'll see a lot of forward progression now that investments being attracted. We're seeing a lot of mining companies coming in because of they've passed regulation that incentivizes big mining projects.
Okay.
And, it's not a coincidence that just at that time is when BHP pulled the trigger on the investment. It wouldn't surprise me that a number of these legislative changes and jurisdictional changes have attracted, BHP to say, okay, we're comfortable here. And hopefully they're comfortable to make this a mining camp.
I'm pretty sure they will, because copper is the next big thing for the next 20, 30 years. Definitely. And we are running into a deficit by next year.
Yep.
So that is getting really interesting.
Yes, for sure. And we're also seeing a lot of the investors from Filo who have made their money on Filo. They're looking at Filo. They're saying, look, $4.5 billion market cap. And these guys have a sizable portion of this district, and they're at a $30 million market cap. I'm going to take a swing here. I think that there's as good as odds of making a discovery, and that they're giving it a shot. And I think that's an important message. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think I'm placing also a bet.
That's good.
I like that.
Big
Super.
one, hopefully.
Alan, thank you very much. That was fantastic. Super.
Thank you, Jochen.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Allen Sabet from Mogotes Metals, and you heard it. They are right on the trend of NGE and of Filo del Sur project here, which BHP, or Filo Mining, which BHP has acquired. And don't forget, that's over 30 kilometers, and they have 13 kilometers of that continuation. So copper is hot. Copper is the future. I think that would be a really interesting company. I will place a bet here for sure. And you should maybe really consider that company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.